Hey there, today I'm taking you through my process of how I use chalk paint to create custom t-shirts. The first step is to take your t-shirt that you're going to use. I prefer to use 100% cotton and toss it in the wash machine. While it's washing, I'm creating a custom design on my silhouette machine. Once I'm happy with my design, I'm going to grab my stenciling vinyl, which I'm using the Oramask 813, and it's just a temporary stick type vinyl. Once that's all done, I'm going to put it on my cutting mat, send it through the cutter. And this is like a custom stencil. Now, if you don't have access to a Silhouette Cricut machine or have a friend that would make a design for you, you might could use some other traditional type stencils. I would just definitely practice on some like older t-shirts or something to make sure that it'll work nicely for you. Okay, once our t-shirt's dry, now we're going to be attaching our stencil onto our t-shirt using some clear contact papers, my favorite kind of transfer tape. We'll do that here in a minute. Other things you're going to see me use are wax paper. I'm using Dixie Belle's chalk paint in the color Midnight Sky, a roller, a foam dauber, and some tools to work with the vinyl later on. So the first step is to do a little burnishing. That's the little white kind of scraper looking tool that I'm using. And it is making sure that the clear contact paper is nice and stuck to the blue sticker. Now I'm removing the backer paper. We'll repurpose that later. And then you're just going to kind of measure where you want your design to be. And then we do some more burnishing. Now we're trying to get the blue sticker to stick onto the t-shirt because we're going to pull away the clear contact paper. So this is the most, to me, if you do decide to do this, this is the part that takes the longest. I sped it up for you, of course, but just be very careful and go very slow, be very patient, and pull away that clear contact paper because it sticks really, really well, but you're wanting that blue to really stick down. And press a little bit more and make sure that blue piece, that blue sticker is stuck nice and good. Okay, now you saw me stick that wax paper. That's where that comes into play. I'm putting it in between so that my paint doesn't bleed through to the back of my t-shirt. I'm repurposing that little piece from my paper as well, for my little design, just to kind of protect, because you have to be very careful when you're working with paint on fabric as to not get any splatter or accidentally set your hand in wet paint. Really just kind of think about that. If you're scared, that you might do that. I have done it before on a little dish towel that I did. I would definitely use some painter's tape or something to kind of protect your area a little bit more, give you some more margin to work with. But as you can see right here, I'm just taking the chalk paint very lightly. I'm loading up my dauber brush and I'm just doing a light first coat. Now, this may look very covered to you. After it dries, you're going to see it's really not. So I always like to do a second coat. So do you see how some of the paint did not seep into the stencil? So after you let the first coat completely dry, now I'm going to put on a quick second coat. So like I said, some tips. If you're nervous about coming outside the margins of the stencil, definitely use some painter's tape to create that bigger. I want to say that again because I would hate for you to work so hard on a project like this and then get paint elsewhere because it's not coming off. Chalk paint is traditionally used for all kinds of crafts and furniture painting, but it is a great fabric paint because of the minerals in it. It sticks really well. Again, it is really important for you to wash and dry your piece of fabric, whether you're working on a dish towel or an apron or a t-shirt, because you can do all kinds of projects, pillowcases. Make sure you wash and dry the fabric first to prep it for accepting the paint the best. Okay, so now you saw that my second coat of paint on there is dry, and I'm using that little pick, being very careful to get all the insides of my sticker out. And the design is coming to life. I went for a little simple design here to showcase this for y'all. And I've always wanted a little shirt that said good vibes only. So I'm really loving the way this looks. To go back to, I prefer to use 100% cotton t-shirt. I'm using the Comfort Colors brand. So one additional step you can take is to take some parchment paper and take a little iron and kind of heat set it. But you could just wash and dry it again. It's ready to wear. I was so excited to share this with y'all today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Summer with HaymansNest.com, and I hope you'll keep following along for more creative ideas. Have a blessed day.